Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages and at all stages of life. Quality health coverage, it's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Every week at this time, we take a look at our local college sports programs, and we begin with our honor roll of local college athletes, brought to you by M&T Bank. At M&T Bank, we're listening, learning, and working hard to understand what's important to Western New York. It's what we've been doing since 1856. M&T Bank, understanding what's important. Coming in at number 3, Roberts Wesleyan tennis player Jose Lopez Tapia, a double winner at third singles and second doubles for the Redhawks. Tapia is a freshman from Mexico. At number 2, Jamie Wallace of the unbeaten St. John Fisher women's lacrosse team. Wallace scored a hat trick for the Cards in their 9-8 win over William Smith. And topping our list, University of Rochester sophomore women's basketball star Alexandra Leslie. The Lancaster, Pennsylvania native was named a first-team Division III All-American by D3Hoops.com. Time now for our local college spotlight athlete of the week, brought to you by Northwestern Mutual.
Northwestern Mutual's college internship program has been nationally ranked as one of America's top 10 internships. Contact Molly Doherty for more information. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
At SUNY Brockport, they're celebrating the exploits of a national champion. Kim Burnson with Candace Kolik, who is sticking to it.
It's not easy walking away from the comfort of your hometown, especially when you don't know if that high level of success you achieved will follow you to the next level. For 3-time high school gymnastics state champion and 2-time New England vault champion Candace Kolik, it was a risk the SUNY Brockport freshman was willing to take.
I was nervous at first. I wasn't really sure if I actually wanted to do college gymnastics. It's not that I didn't love it anymore, but I really wanted to stay closer to home, and I knew the better schools were kind of further away from home, here, 7 hours away. But then Feeney called me on the phone and got me over here,
So what exactly drew you to Brockport's program? Was it the coach?
My coach recommended applying to Brockport, so I just applied because I applied to a bunch of schools. And then Feeney reached out to me and really showed an interest in me, and so I took an interest in the school, and I kept talking to Feeney, and he just told me that he really believed in me, so I decided to come here.
Kowalik is a native of Warwick, Rhode Island, where she began her gymnastics career at a young age. But it didn't come easy for the young troublemaker.
I lived down the street from a local gym, and I was always doing cartwheels and stuff in my house, jumping around. So my mom put me in a dance and gymnastics class, and I got a little bit of trouble in dance, so she just stuck with gymnastics instead.
What kind of trouble did you get in dance?
I was always trying to flip around, so I was hitting the other girls, doing my flips, so they told me to just stick to the other side of it.
At the collegiate level, she's seen her decision to stick with the sport pay off. Her maturity and poise earned her a national title on the balance beam in the 2016 NCGA Championships. After competing in 3 of 4 events for the Golden Eagles, she earned 2 first-team All-American honors. Kowalik finished first on the beam with a score of 9.85 and 4th place with her floor routine, averaging a 9.8.
Were you expecting to have the success that you've had so far this year?
Not exactly. I am more of a meet person. When I'm ready to go in a meet, it's just I hit this zone and I'm ready to go and I'm focused. But I didn't think I would be as successful as I was this season.
It takes confidence to perform on the big stage, and suppressing nerves is all a part of the routine.
Honestly, I was way more nervous for the individual day because it's harder. I was oh my God, this isn't team, this is me. But then my coaches remind me that I was doing it for everyone who was sitting in the stands cheering for me, and that I was doing it for those who couldn't do it my injured teammates. So it really changed my mindset because like going in, I was so nervous. I started on vault and I was like freaking out. And by the time I got to beam, I had finally relaxed. So it was just like smooth from there on out.
Despite being a national champion at the individual event, for Candace, it's all about her team.
My goal is just to help continue contributing to my team as much as I can and grow with them. I don't really look for like individual success. I'm more of trying to help my team out. That's definitely what made me fall in love with gymnastics all over again when I came here. So I just really want to do everything I can to contribute to my team.
I'm Kim Burnson with the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat.
When we return, J.C. DeLast talks baseball with U of R skipper Joe Reina. And later, Kim Burnson returns with our Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete. All that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Nazareth Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Nazareth College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the Geneseo Athletes of the Week, brought to you by SUNY Geneseo. Welcome back and thanks once again for watching the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each week, J.C. DeLast from WYSL Radio will help us get to know an area coach with the Fidelis Care Coach's Corner. The Fidelis Care Coach's Corner is presented by Fidelis Care, quality health coverage. It's our mission.
This is J.C. DeLast with this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner, and joined this week by Joe Reina in his 15th season as head baseball coach at the University of Rochester. Joe, let's start out by talking about some of the challenges you have coaching a baseball team at this level in college.
I think you first start with the academics. You know, the University of Rochester is one of the top academic schools of the country. So you have some challenges with finding the type of player that fits both the baseball needs as well as the academic needs. So first we start with the academics, looking at transcripts, things to that nature, test scores, and then you look at, do they fit into your program, the style of play that you're accustomed to playing and that you want to continue to play.
You talked about recruiting. I look at your roster and I see 10 different states represented. Yeah. It really shows the University of Rochester, you go anywhere to find kids.
And we really changed that about 6 years ago. My former assistant and I sat down and really looked at, you know, the diversity of our undergraduate enrollment, the states represented, and really the reputation that it has, you know, between the East Coast, Midwest, and West Coast, and decided to really capitalize on that. So we started to venture not only, you know, down the eastern seaboard into the southeast, but also southwest and the west coast. So it's provided us with some very, very talented players that do get acclimated to the snow and the cold. But you know, for some of them, it's the first time they've ever seen snow. So it's pretty unique in that.
For you personally, who has been your coaching mentor, the person you've learned the most from?
I would have to say Dave Chamberlain, the former coach at Monroe Community College, who I had the 2 years of the honor of playing for 2 years. I think a lot of the things that he provided me was how to be a leader, accountable for your actions, the bigger picture stuff, not only the baseball things, but he was really the guy that, to be honest, for an 18, 19-year-old young man, you know, you either did it or you didn't do it. And there was no gray. So a lot of the things that he's taught me with discipline, accountability, we do the same thing here at Rochester.
Live, I'll be calling balls and strikes. Coach Bezik's going to be our third base coach. All right, any questions on anything? Okay? Cell phones away. I know it's March Madness. Who cares? Let's focus on getting better today. All right? Let's go. Come on, boys. Let's go now.
Well, let's have a good day. Let's go. Jackets on 3. 1, 2, 3. Jackets! Team 1 sitting first.
As a coach at the University of Rochester, this is really a coaching community, isn't it? I mean, you guys all really support each other right across the board, no matter what sport.
You have a lot of great young ladies and young men that you can look at and learn a lot of different things from. We talk about recruiting, and there's different philosophies and different things that each coach does that, you know, you kind of sit back and say, hey, that's a great idea. I'm going to try that. But you'll notice you can walk, you know, floor to floor. Every door is open. It doesn't take much to just knock in, pull up a chair, and you can, you know, talk about ideas, the types of teams that you have, and how you really balance those dynamics between a younger team versus an older team, or if you have that mixture. Here you've got some great guys from Scott Green, Luke Flakertsy, Jim Scheibel. Wendy Andreatta has done a great job with our field hockey team. So there's really a community, like you said, that's I don't think you find it a lot of places.
Thanks for joining us, Coach Reina.
Not a problem.
And thank you for watching this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner.
Kim Bernson has our Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete of the Week next, and later on, a two-pronged attack from the Nazareth Golden Flyers lacrosse team. All that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. Before we go to break, here's a look at the RIT Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the Rochester Institute of Technology. As we come back from break, here's a look at the SUNY Brockport Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the College at Brockport.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Kim Bernson. It's time now for our Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete.
The Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete is brought to you by our friends at Fusion Digital, a proud supporter of college athletics.
Recognized as our Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete this week is Sarah Szybist, a junior at RIT. A three-time All-American, Sarah Szybist overcame injury to help lead RIT's volleyball. She has a total of 1,793 kills, which is the sixth most in program history. Sarah earned the American Volleyball Coaches Association Honorable Mention, as well as First Team All-Liberty League honors for the third straight season. Off the court, her focus remains on her schoolwork, maintaining a 3.94 GPA in the field of biomedical sciences. This week, RIT's Sarah Szybist is our Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete. Now here's Dave with our Bill Gray's College Calendar.
The Bill Gray's College Calendar is brought to you by our friends at Bill Gray's Restaurants, a proud supporter of local college athletics. Now it's time for our Bill Gray's local college calendar for the week ahead. St. John Fisher gets it going with a men's lacrosse match against Houghton on Tuesday. First face-off at 4 o'clock. A lot of midweek softball. Brockport is at RIT for a doubleheader on Wednesday. Games at 3 and 5. Big day Wednesday at Nazareth. The softball team hosts Geneseo in a doubleheader with games at 3 and 5. The Flyers men's lacrosse team welcomes Alfred for a game at 4. Roberts Wesleyan has a home women's lacrosse match Wednesday with Mercyhurst beginning at 4 o'clock. That undefeated women's lacrosse team at MCC has a home match Saturday against Onondaga Community at 1 o'clock. There are baseball games on Saturday with the U of R hosting New York University. 2 games scheduled at 1 and 3:30. That is our Bill Gray's College Sports Beat calendar. Here's how some of our Section 5 alums are performing at colleges outside of Rochester in a segment we call Postcards from College. Thomas Bryant completed his NCAA men's basketball tournament run with a 12-point effort in a loss to North Carolina. Fordham played in the men's basketball postseason, and Bishop Kearney's Antoine Anderson helped get them there. The Rams lost to Boston University in the CIT tournament. At the NCAA Division I Swim Championships, Michigan's PJ Ransford finished 10th in the 500 freestyle in a career best time. Another at Michigan is former Mercy softball star Aiden Falk. She has 20 starts in 25 games for the 24-3. Wolverines. Those are our postcards from college. Coming up next, our honor roll of teams, and Nazareth men's lacrosse is winning behind a couple of record-breaking scores in our Monroe County Sports Commission Spotlight Team of the Week segment. All that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat continues. As we head to break, here's a look at the Roberts Wesleyan Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Roberts Wesleyan College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the St. John Fisher Athletes of the Week, brought to you by St. John Fisher College. Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Time now for our honor roll of local college teams, brought to you by Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. Where can you go to get expert advice and installation on TVs, sound systems, and automation for your home, car, or business? Come see Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. ComeSeeDave.com. At number 3, MCC Women's Lacrosse. The Tribunes are off to 2-0 start, running their winning streak to 52 games. At number 2, RIT Hockey. The Atlantic Hockey Champions made their third trip to the Division I NCAA hockey tournament in the last 7 years. The Tigers finished strong after a 4-8-2 start. And topping off the list this week, Geneseo Hockey, which made it to the Frozen Four in Division III. RJ Burns scored shorthanded for the Knights in their national semifinal loss to Wisconsin's Stevens Point. Which brings us to our Monroe County Sports Commission Spotlight Team of the Week. The Monroe County Sports Commission, along with Visit Rochester, is proud to announce and welcome the upcoming sporting events to Rochester, New York. Please visit monroecountysports.org. Luke Wooters stands just 5'8", but he is the taller of the two men's lacrosse record-breaking scorers at Nazareth. Bill Pucko with the story of the frequent flyers.
Prior to last year, Marty Kelly, who played here 14 years ago, was the all-time Nazareth lacrosse scoring leader. His career goal scoring mark of 142 was bested twice by juniors Luke Wooters and Troy Heffel, who are now wrapping up their record-breaking careers.
They're both going to go down as probably the two top leading scorers in points in Nazareth lacrosse history. So they're great kids, and they're hard workers. They're great ambassadors for our program. They come from great families. They have strong character. They're mentally tough. I mean, all the things that we're looking for.
Wooters is fewer than 30 points short of another school scoring record, which, barring injury, he will certainly get. Having two big-time scoring options is a luxury few teams have. Heffel and Wooters feed off each other.
I know where he's going to be on the field. He knows where I like catching the ball, and I know where he's going to be cutting. Things like that, things that we've really gotten to know over the past 4 years. We've really now, this year, we've really started to exploit these things, and we really seem to connect on where we want the ball and when we want it, and we kind of know our own tendencies and know each other's tendencies.
And, I mean, having Luke out there, he sees the field really well. We know how to put each other in kind of scoring positions and how to make each other threats, so we understand that. And it's just a really nice luxury to have someone else to take some pressure off of you.
The two combined to score 97 goals last year. Their combined career total is 309 and counting.
I would say Luke's more of a dodging threat, and he sees the field a little bit better than I do. I'm more of a finisher and a shooter, I guess.
What makes an effective shooter an effective finisher?
Shooting the ball high to low, understanding the fundamentals, and then working off of that. Getting creative inside and taking your time and really taking a lot of pressure off yourself by taking your time.
Nazareth won its first 4 games out of the gate. The Flyers own 20 wins in their last 22 Empire 8 conference games and have been to the NCAA Division III National Tournament twice in the last 3 years. That's the goal again.
It's always 0-0! It's always 0-0!
We don't care who scores, we just care who wins the game. And we want to win the game every time. So we don't care who gets the glory, who gets that, we just want to win. So
how big would it be taking a serious run at a national title in your senior year?
That would be amazing. Getting the Nazareth program back to where it is, leaving it better than how we came in is really a big thing that we stress.
It's been 20 years since Nazareth men's lacrosse last won a national championship, but the team is always in the mix. The guys would like nothing better in their senior year to put an end to that streak.
Yeah, we're right there, and again, we're right there. We play one of the toughest schedules in Division III. We're heading down to Maryland this coming weekend to play 2 nationally ranked teams, so we have every opportunity to really exploit this opportunity, like I said, and really just show that we're back and a force to be reckoned with.
Bill Pucko, Nazareth College, for the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat.
Well, thanks everyone for watching.
And a special thanks to our sponsors, including Fidelis Care, for making the College Sports Beat possible.
We'll see you next week.